right, y'all. What's up? What's up? Hey, girls. Hey, girls. Hey, girls. What's up, ladies? We are here right back on It's Girl Talk with J. Marie. And as you can tell, I am J. Marie. But I have one of the most extravagant, you see, I said that, extravagant. So, let me fix my words. I have one of the most extravagant, extraordinary, are those the same words? Either how. I'm just really excited, so I'm messing up on my words today. But y'all, let me tell you. I have my mama here, who is the reason this show is happening, who is the reason that I am who I am today. And I am excited to bring on my co-host. Today's episode stars Mary Alice. Y'all clap it up for my mama, who is everything. So, you know, she's my confidant. She's my best friend. It's like there's Jesus and then there's my mama. So that's how it works. And she is so wise, so beautiful inside and out. And I just want you guys to know this is a huge episode because I know we have parents out there, beautiful women that listen to the show, that watch the show. And I'm not a mama yet, but I got one. And when I tell you that she has done her job, honey, she has done her job. So I'm going to let you say hi to the people, Mama.
Hi, everyone. And this is my wonderful sunshine.
Sunshine. We so corny. Whenever I talk to her in the morning, she'd be like, hey, Sunshine. I'm like, hi, Sunshine's mother. We so corny, y'all. But you know what? Because she loves me like that, I am who I am today. And RIP to my daddy, but my daddy did a good job too, y'all. So let me just say this. The reason why I brought my mama here is, number one, y'all gonna see her on multiple episodes because I don't talk to nobody as well as I talk to my mama. We click like that. And because I love her, I know you're gonna love her. And remember, y'all, it's girl talk. And because it's girl talk, a wise man is gonna wanna listen. And today, he's gonna wanna listen to find out how he can raise his child to have confidence, because that's what today's topic is about. That's what I want y'all to take from today. If you struggle with confidence, no mas, no more. It's not going to keep happening. You're going to take these little things that we talk about and you're going to apply them to your lives, because I have a person that has helped me be who I am in this chocolate skin that I was given. I was this color when I came out, huh, Mama?
You were.
With
no hair.
I didn't have no hair. We'll put that picture up, I'm sure. I was a bald-headed baby, y'all, but I got hair now. This ain't my hair. We're talking about confidence now. Wait a minute now.
It's
this
your
ain't
hair,
my
baby.
hair.
You paid
no,
for
but
it.
Right. $2 a bag. No, okay. Let me quit playing around. But she said a bald-headed baby. I was. Because I don't know what happened. Like, God was like, you know what? We gonna give her some hair later on.
Right.
But,
he did. He took care of you.
He did, but
he took real good care of you.
Did you think I was a pretty baby?
Of course I did.
Was it because I was your child? Was I one of them kids that was like, ooh, she precious?
Right.
You know how people be trying to act like that kid is cute still and they force you to look at it?
Right. Yeah, I know, girl. I know. Trust me, I know.
Did you have any ugly kids?
No.
So I got brothers. I got 3 other brothers. And my mama's kids was all cute, right?
Actually, you guys were all beautiful children. But it took a little for you guys to fill out a little bit and to, get to exactly where you were. I had to dress you cute.
She gonna distract you with the outfit.
Right.
Yeah, because
I had some shady babies too.
And the faces. Because she would you used to put like big bows, right?
I did because, they had ribbons back then because we didn't have
real ribbon.
Right. We didn't have bows back in the 80s. Not that you're old, but
right, I wasn't born in the 80s.
Right.
I'm a 90s
So
baby.
I would take like a bobby pin and like put it in your hair so that it could stick. So it was one of those
Because I didn't
kind
have
of
no hair, y'all.
She didn't have
that's
any
what
hair.
she's trying
So
to say.
it was cute. Now they have the little bows and the little wraps.
All kinds of distractions.
Yeah.
Now they want you to put a dashiki on the baby and wrap his head up so that you can't tell.
So
we gonna
cute.
keep it on him for 3 years until the hair come out.
Exactly.
Exactly. You giving your child confidence, though. I will say that, and we do appreciate the fact that Mama. See, these are the things that she did as a mother to make sure that I started my confidence off, obviously, as a child, as a baby, as an infant.
Yeah, I was really lucky when it came to all of my kids because all of you guys, for one thing about it, none of you were lacking confidence in making sure that you guys were loved and supported. I don't think any of you guys never thought you were. So it made it easy. So you guys were easy, honestly. If I could keep you from fighting, I think that was the hardest part.
Okay, now that was the part because y'all was all too confident.
You guys were very confident kids. You guys were nice, and everybody always liked being around you. I had no problems finding daycare for you guys because everybody alwa's loved being around you guys. So
I don't know what happened to me. I don't know what happened. No.
Because we raised our kids back then too, by the way, FYI, for you new moms.
Now when you say, okay, we gotta, before she going all into it, before we get, because she just got, there's something that I want to bring up. We're going to mark that right there. So, but the segment that we're going to talk about is also going to tie into what Mama just said, and I call her Mama, but y'all, her name is Mariella. So anyways, I don't know how not to say that. Yeah, we have some stuff happening. It's all great. So the next thing that we want to do on this show, for those of you who are new to watching it, what we like to do, Mama, is we have our special prayer on the spot, and go follow Prayer on the Spot, because that way I can also get a prayer. I feel like you need that. But Prayer on the Spot gives you a scripture of the week. And what we do with this scripture is we dwell on it. We use it because for those who don't know, I love my Jesus and I need him. Amen. And I need the word. That is how I continue to live my life. That is how I know he keeps me. And this scripture for today is one of my favorite scriptures because it ties into confidence. And the main reason why confidence is so interesting to me, Mama, and how God gives us what he gave us is he made you. So it's hard for me to understand why the struggle happens whenever God gave you all this stuff. So you got to figure out he don't make no mistakes when it comes to creating his image. So let's talk about it. Psalm 139:14 says, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. I said, did you hear what the man said? Okay, because the word tells us that you were fearfully and wonderfully made. Mama. Right. You fearfully and wonderfully made. God didn't look. He showed up and showed out. I like to say he was working OT when he made my mama. He was working OT when he made people like my producer here, Mona. Let me tell you, these are people that he worked at. He did everything, and they came out and they took everything he gave and they used it. So I want you to pray about that this week. Pray that over your children. Get that into your baby's heads. Whatever that takes and whatever that looks like for you, you got to do that because this word will help you remember if you feeling low. Because look, I know, and I'm always gonna bring up PMS in because PMS is something else. It's from the devil, y'all.
It is.
As you know, that was one of the curses that we had when we had to have kids. So in order to have a kid, you have to have a period. So with that being said, this is part of that, and it's not fair because you start looking at yourself in the mirror. And you start feeling like, ugh, I'm bloated. I look like this. Ugh, your skin start getting pimples. I'm like, who made this up? So the ladies, y'all know what I'm talking about. So with that being said, I want us to remember that you can be confident because God made you, first of all. And then the next thing is you can be confident because you know who you are in God. So moving along, let's talk about our quotes. Well, ouch, hold on. See, my earrings is getting caught and all of the above. And so as we move along to this next portion too, I just want us to talk about the quote. And I'm going to just go ahead and bring up the quote, which is on my phone. Because this week, guess who put the quote on the phone? I did. And so I am so funny. I crack myself up. So this week, what I really looked into this, and I love this, and it says, if you really put a small value upon yourself, rest assured that the world will not raise your price. Did you hear what I said? Rest assured that the world will not raise your price. Let me tell you something about that. Go through. It's okay. It's all good. It's okay. No, if we got, this is where confidence comes into play right here. You gotta act like that didn't happen. No, but as I said, as the quote says, she plays today. As the quote says, if you put a small value on yourself, you better believe the world is not going to up your price. If you want a clearance rack, they're going to keep you there, right?
Right.
Mom, ain't that a good quote?
That's a very good quote.
And
Where'd
it's
you
from
get that
an
one
unknown
at?
artist.
Wow.
I mean, not an unknown artist, an unknown
Arthur.
An unknown Arthur. I never could say that word.
That's
my
a hard
earrings
word.
keep getting caught up in my
That's a hard
ponytails
word.
today.
That's a hard word.
But do you hear that? So just going into what we're going to talk about today, y'all, because we're going to talk about confidence and men and women. But I really want our mothers to get this because my mama is the one here with me, and she is the one that is instilled so much confidence, even as a woman. We want to talk about, like you said, as a baby, as a child, you say all your kids were easy. You're like, oh, it was easy. But I truly believe you had the energy.
I didn't know any better.
Oh, you was just winging it.
I was winging it.
But it's like, that's an interesting thing because I think what happens is people try to plan how you're going to make your child be like this, make your child be like that. And what I've learned by hearing how you raised us, what I've learned by being a coach to youth, I understand that every person is different. All
Absolutely.
people are different and they're all individuals. So how did you discern, like, okay, this is how I need to talk to Jeff. This is how I need to do Jen. And this is how this. And how do I make him feel more confident? How do I make, because I was the only girl. So how did that work?
Well, first, I'll talk about you because you're here. But I think with you, I wanted to make sure that you didn't turn out like me. I was a young mom. I wanted you to get your college education. I wanted you to get confidence, but I didn't want you to be nervous and worried about, a man giving you approval because you got it from your dad. So I think that made a big difference that you knew that you were loved.
Shout out to the daddies who's loving on their babies.
Right.
Seriously.
Because girl dads, like they say now, but honestly, he was original girl dad. He loved you more than life itself. So I think because of that, it was easy for you. I think that you also knew we had a great big village that helped raise you and your brothers.
Part 2, make sure that you have a village.
Yeah.
Yes, ladies, we're independent. Woo woo.
Right.
But sometimes you need to have additional people to assist and nourish the child.
Exactly. Because it's hard to do it by yourself. You can get tired. You can get burnt out. Especially nowadays, moms today have to do so much. They cook, they clean, they work an 8-hour day. It's tough. And then
live in California, 18.
Right, with traffic. So, and then if your kid is active, then it gets tough. But with you, I always thought that as long as you knew that you were loved and that you could do anything that you wanted to do. I always felt like we whatever you wanted to try, you wanted to be a dancer, you wanted to be you want to play the piano, whatever you wanted to do, we wanted to try.
I played the piano for like 2 weeks. No, wasn't it?
It was a little longer than that, but it was the same thing.
I started.
But what we found out, what you loved was you loved helping people like you are today. I mean, you've always been the happy one in the house. You've always been the one who you were my little second mom. You would tell on everybody.
That's because I was the only. She just called me a snitch on camera. I was not a snitch.
Ask your brothers.
I was an assistant. I had to make sure that everything was
first 48 before his first 48. But seriously,
so
though,
a cigarette. I got to tell on everybody. No, but for real.
No, but seriously though, you've always had a good moral compass. Whereas I didn't have to do a whole lot when it comes to saying, Jennifer, don't do that. Jennifer, don't do this. So I think that's one of the easier things. A lot of kids nowadays, their parents may have to do a little bit more redirecting. But I didn't have to do that much. Your brothers sometimes a little bit more, but I'm not going to talk about that.
I want you to touch on, hey, y'all. I mean, shoot, But your boys that you raised, my daddy was around, too. Don't think I'm just saying my mama did everything, because she did do a lot. But my daddy was around, so I'm not trying to act like he wasn't. Let me tell you, I love my daddy. So anyhow, like you just said, that redirecting and my brothers are different from me, like very much different from me, and I'm all of this, and they're more internal, they're more reserved, and they still have confidence though, because I have 2 brothers that are coaches, and they're very successful in what they do as football coaches. But what did you do? Because you have to have some type of confidence to teach somebody something. So
I think your dad and I both, we had he was raised by a stepdad, so he had an idea of what he wanted, and I had parents who I knew what I didn't want to do. I didn't want to bring to my parenting skills. So I made sure that I tried not to whoop as much as nowadays.
We got whoopings, y'all. Third thing.
nowadays you can't whoop your kid, so I don't believe in whippings anymore. So I had to stop. So I really believe that if you love them, give them discipline, because nowadays there's time out, there's opportunity for you to sit down and talk to them, because there's so many different other tools that you can use, like because of the way that
some of y'all kids still need to be whooped. Okay, I coach y'all children. Some of y'all kids needs hands laid on them, and it ain't in the name of Jesus. But I'm gonna let her finish. So, because by the way, so just keep whooping your kids if they need a whooping, but not abusive whooping. Anybody that takes that the wrong way, that's on you. But discipline is important.
Yes, discipline is important, Jennifer. You have to have some discipline when you're raising your children. You just can't let them go whatever. I remember a quote my dad said to me when I was first a new mom. He had said, think of raising kids as raising a tree growing. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that they grow straight and tall. So sometimes you may have to put a little something next to it, like tie it up to make it strong so that it'll go straight. So that's how you should raise your kids. Sometimes you may have to readjust some things, but you can do that. But you don't have to whoop them to make that point. You can do time out. That's the new thing. Take away their devices. Can you imagine if someone took your phone away for 20 minutes right now?
Yes, and I would thank you. I hate that I need my phone. I'll be happy when I don't have to have my phone.
So there's a lot more things that you can do now.
Okay.
To make sure that you don't have to whoop them.
Okay.
And again, talk to them, love them. That's a good
Some
point.
of y'all kids, though. Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone. I keep bumping the table. My bad. So another thing that I wanted to talk about. So talk to us, because I know you kept us in sports. You guys had us in sports. What do you think that does for a kid's confidence? And what did you notice in your children whenever they were in sports?
I think what it does, first of all, it helps them learn and listen to other people outside of their parents. I think what a lot of parents forget to do when they don't have their kids in some sort of activities, whether it be sports, whether it be like ballet, whatever. I think it teaches them to learn and listen to other people.
Yeah.
So follow directions. And then to me, the most important thing is maybe team building. You've got to learn how to get along with other people. You've got to learn how to be able to know how to lose, because that's one of the things that I
hate losing.
Well,
I hate it.
You do. You've always hated to lose, but you've always been a winner mostly, so you didn't have to go through it too much.
You heard what she said. I was good at everything. No, I'm just playing. It's a gift from God, for real, though.
You really have been, spades, everything. You've been good at everything.
Don't bring up spades.
Well,
I will fight somebody over spades.
Yeah,
That's why. But no, I seen a quote from the Marines that said, it was something similar. I just seen a billboard, and it was like, Marines, we only count our wins. Something like that.
Yeah,
like, basically, who cares about the L's, but just remember that
you have to learn how to be a gracious loser, too,
I hate
Jen.
losing.
You really do. So, and that's the other thing. I think parents nowadays, because their kids, they don't want their kids to ever have to know what the agony of defeat really is about.
Ooh.
So I think as parents, it's our
word.
responsibility to make sure that we teach them to lose good and then to win great, but you've got our president, unfortunately, has taken it to another level.
She putting it out there.
He has. He's made it. I mean, he never loses either, but that's
his mentality.
He makes it ugly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't want to do it to that extreme, but you also want to. I think LeBron James does a really good job with how he wins, and Steph Curry, who I love, by the way.
Hi, Steph. We love you, Steph. We really do.
We do. But no,
and
seriously, you want to be able to. You want to be able to make sure that they have that balance.
So be humble, basically,
Right.
helping. And I think what happens a lot of times
Not
is that
weak, but humble. There's a difference.
Did you hear what the woman
we
said?
don't want them to be weak.
We can't.
We don't like crybabies.
We don't.
We really
Mama,
don't.
what's one of the main things? And y'all, I'm going to quote it the same time she says it, because this is how much she says it all the time. What's one thing that you always tell us whenever stuff
I don't
is
know.
going
I
on?
forgot.
No, you didn't. What's something that you say every day? If something's going bad at work, if you feel a
This
certain
too
way.
shall pass.
And there's one other thing that Mama always says. Never let them see you sweat.
Oh gosh, for real.
It's a good confidence booster, because
being
sometimes
a woman of color in corporate America, you have I say this recently to you. I read somewhere where someone said, for Black women, we used to be the pet of the office. Oh, you're never, we're okay. Hey, ha, ha, ha. But now they consider us a threat. So not only do we have to worry about what our men think about us, because if we're too independent, then they don't like us. Sorry, guys. But if you're not independent enough, then they consider you as weak, and then they run all over you. So it's a fine balance of how you do it, but never let them see you sweat is truly, truly one of my favorite quotes. So thanks for remembering that.
Yeah, and to tie into what you said, because we got somebody real special coming up, y'all. Nice musician, and she talked about men, being a little bit intimidated by women that are confident, that women that are independent. And it's not that we don't want a man. It's just about you don't want a weak man. And I know you had sons, so you had to teach them something to know. Because when you see a strong woman, you usually can handle one. I have learned somewhat of that.
Well, the other thing is too, if you have a strong mother, usually you're okay with a woman who knows how to take care of business.
Right.
So you're not intimidated by it, and you encourage her to be that person. Because I like to pay bills and I like to buy presents, and my man likes to accept all of that, but he also lets me be who I am, and he appreciates that I am tough.
That's right.
And I'm not weak.
That's right. Because ain't no winklings around his parts. You know what I'm saying? We not. But really quick, because we're going to bring in our talented, bomb musical guest for today. I just want you to say, what are like your top 3 affirmations that you think parents, and when I say affirmations, whether it's a quote, whether it's a word of encouragement, what are 3 affirmations that you think we should be saying to our kids in this day and age?
Well, I think first of all that you're strong.
Yeah, be strong.
Be strong. You've got to be strong. You've got to be able to be honest with someone in your life. You have to have somebody, I think as an adult, if you have somebody that you can go and talk to and tell them the truth at all times, because if you're not sharing
that truth
the truth,
be hurting though, y'all.
Truth. I think that makes you confident too, because if you have somebody who isn't going to criticize you or judge you and love you no matter what, and unconditional love, I think that's the main thing you've got to do for your children. You've got to also learn to love and discipline. You've got to know the balance.
Man, those are perfect things, you guys. Truth, love, and discipline. And the other thing that you just said was, and it was my favorite one, love and discipline, truth. How she just forget what she said that fast?
I'm hot. It's a puzzle.
Black people be getting on my nerves. No, this is exactly why y'all heard what the 3 things were. So
I know, right? Remember them.
Oh, unconditional love. That's what it was. And the reason why I know, because I was just about to say, that's one of my favorite things. And this next person that I'm bringing out here, we're going to have them just put a little bit of their 2 cents in on this too. But the reason unconditional love is so dope is because it does allow you to be free, y'all. It does allow you, and we were in sports and all these things, but there are people that might be artists. Like this artist that's coming out here right now. And when you're an artist, you gotta have some confidence. So I had to have him on this episode. I need y'all to get excited. Ooh, ladies. Oh, I'm so excited. Okay, I'm not gonna hype him up too bad because I don't want his confidence to go to cockiness. No. He won't do that. He the bomb. All right, y'all. So we're bringing out Mr. Travis Taylor, y'all. Mr. Travis Taylor coming to the stand. Oh, thank you for being here. I love him, y'all. I'm a fan. I'm a fan.
I'm hoping I get these questions.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna get you right. So, first of all, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
He's so well put together. I just like looking at him, if you want me to be honest. But no, seriously, I was able to meet him on set. So he is a singer, an actor, obviously, a writer, a creative director. I don't know what you want to call what you do, because your visuals are crazy with your music. So I don't know where you can't put them in a box. You know what I mean? So as an artist, so I'm just happy that you're here, and I want you here for this episode in particular because, first of all, say hi. Hi one more time.
Hello, everybody.
Everybody. He said hi, y'all.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, see, ladies. He's here. Okay. Anyhow, so I want you to, first of all, tell us where you're from, and then just tell us what your journey was like becoming a musician.
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland, by way of Washington, D.C. Music has always been something that I've been passionate about, but it's not so much just like singing for attention. It's more so like trying to tap into like, what do I want to talk about? Mm-hmm. And find various ways of being present, not overthinking, and centering myself in the truth. It's a lot of times we either go to work or school, and it's being transformed to be something that isn't really connected to who you are. And I've been digesting a lot of information that just, it wasn't really, it just didn't feel like the fabric of who I am. So music pretty much continues to save my life.
Nice.
Wow. Now, see, this is why when you listen to his songs, and you'll understand how he goes to where he goes to because of what he just said. And I didn't know this. I'm learning this right now. And that makes sense because I noticed that even like I was just mentioning your visuals, like when you make a video, you have a plan before you go in there. And when you see them, it's like a full-on movie / story / you can embody whatever he's doing because he stepped outside of the box. So what do you have to, how as an artist can you get that deep? Like some people are very surface. What do you have to do in order to become that confident in releasing things like you release?
I would say experience and really just being truthful to who you are. A lot of information is in our fabric before we even get here, and a lot of times we second guess ourselves and second guess that we know the answer. It all started with staying in a child's place, or just different little things that people say to you that make you forget that you are God-bodied and everything that is needed is already in you. So
say that one more time for the people in the back. Everything that's needed is already inside of you. Amen to that. Amen to that. And to just touch on that, children, were you like this as a kid? Were you confident as a kid?
I was, but I wasn't aware. I didn't like to title things like confident, or it's more so like I'm passionate. I know what I want, and I'm not gonna stop until it manifests.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So in other words, yes, y'all, he was confident. But I think, because just like you said, there wasn't a title to it, and I don't think you always know. Some of us, I think we genuinely are born that way, and then some people may have to learn. Like you unlearn things that were bad that you were taught over time. You sometimes have to learn things that are the way you should be. Like you said, they send us to school, they send us to work, and I say they as in society, the way things are supposed to be. But it's like, that is not everybody's lane. It's just not. And you get uncomfortable when you're not in your lane. Have you ever experienced that as a musician?
Ooh,
For real, huh?
yeah. It's like, it's not even like a musician. A lot of times people, I'm gonna say this. I don't like to title anything simply because it limits. So if I say I'm a singer, people have expectations of what I'm supposed to bring to the table, and I'm not here to be a monkey or a puppet to just go when you want me to. So that is,
I'm gonna ask him to go, but go ahead.
respect. But that's the spirit in this space is deserving of it. Thank you. So that's pretty much what it's about. Yeah, I've been like this since I was a kid, but it's more so like everything. From the time you have to go to work, people are always having to put on a show. It's about what is the show that's going to light a fire to where I feel like I don't have to, you know what I'm saying? We all know what it is. We keep playing with ourselves, but we just need to continue to create these spaces of honesty, of people just emitting out the energy of like infinite. It's a continuous thing. This is just another way for me to be able to express it. It's through music, but now we're having to use it as another way to like leave and get out of slavery mentally.
Freedom for you. Get us together then. But yes, get out of slavery mentally. And
that is so
when you
true.
say mental bondage, what does that look like?
People who go to work 24 hours a day who don't want to be there, parents who are disconnected from themselves and attempting to, you know what I'm saying, they just release. It's just wrong because it's not in a flow. Anything that is outside of the flow is what mental slavery looks like.
Okay, so free your mind. Free your mind. The rest will follow. I love that song back in the day. Okay, so anyways, I'm telling my whole age, y'all. But anyhow,
You
Lord
are.
Jesus. But
not
it's important.
Not back in the day too. I'm not gonna go sleep.
Okay, good. So then that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
But no, it's important because I think when you're an artist of any kind, and like you said, I don't like to limit people by any means because I got like 12.
Because we're all artists.
Oh my gosh, yes. We have to be. Well, we are, but most people don't tap into their artistry.
They tap into it, but you get shy when you think that somebody is, you know what I'm saying,
not like
monitoring what you're doing. This is about turning everything into the show and knowing that we all need to practice. We all need to get prepared.
Well
you know what I'm saying? It's the everyday thing. The show does not stop until it's actually over.
There
you know,
it is.
Amy Winehouse put it into, you know what I'm saying, a script, back to black until it is nothing. So just be prepared for the show. It's a continuous thing.
Oh my God, I'm still in that.
I was gonna say that's
Go
a good
ahead.
one.
I'm still in that because let me
That's a
tell
really
you,
good one.
it's always a show, and I'm not like, I'm just gonna keep it real. You know, you'll learn about me more as the season goes on. But I'm not really a person that I put a show on. I feel like I'm always on an episode. I like to always refer to my life as a script. I do, and she'll tell you though, because I just
been acting
I
out
like
for
to
years.
emote. I'm very passionate too. So I think that it allows you, and this is why I asked him what he thought mental bondage was, and it allows you to not be in that place of mental bondage because of the confidence that I had and I was instilled in, and I thank God for my confidence because I think I got it from him originally.
Were you ever bullied?
Who, me?
You, yeah.
Y'all ain't about to bully. Not today, not tomorrow, not next year. I ain't no grown-up bully. And another thing, no, I didn't bully people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in bullying. I'm like, I actually, when I fought people, it's because they hit me first. I wasn't just walking up, beating people up, because I know I can fight. It's just like, if you know you can sing, like we talked about on our other episode, you ain't walking around like, oh, A, B, C, oh, C, D, E. I can't stand it. It's like, just be great when it's your time.
Right.
Why you gotta be great in the middle of class? But that's why he is here, because he uses his gift like he's supposed to use his gifts.
Right.
All of them. And you don't limit yourself. That's when the bondage comes into play. That's when unhappiness comes into play. That's when you just feel like you already at the black, what she say?
Back to black.
Back to black. You already back to black and your life ain't even over with. Like, you feel me? You gotta ride this mug till the wheels fall off. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Now, as far as your music,
Okay.
after we just went on a little mini sermon. Okay, I gotta tell you what my favorite song is, Travis. Now, he's made multiple songs. I was actually in one of his videos. I was a video vixen. It was good too. That's Assuming. I love Assuming. Y'all gotta see his video. We'll talk about all that soon. But what I want to talk about is my favorite song, and I need some details as to where this came from. My favorite song is Writer. Now, Writer is my favorite because it gives me like a 90s vibe in a way too. And it's like a kind of a sexy song. But the reason I also have him on the show, ladies, is because he is not a disrespectful artist. He doesn't disrespect us. And I like that because unfortunately, you hear more negative things. I think in music, a lot of times you hear more negative things on mainstream than you do like embodying who a woman really is and the beauty of a woman and the essence of a woman. And I think that's what you bring to your music. And even when he makes his visuals, we look good in them. You know what I'm saying? He makes sure that they look good. You do a good job at that. What's up with Writer now? Tell me where Writer came from, because y'all gonna hear it in a minute.
Writer actually came from, okay, so no one writes my music. No one writes my music at all. And I had this thought process since I started, but I've been having individuals who believe and want to, I would say attach themselves because they're an extension of my greatness, of the mindset, and they want to make sure that it gets released to the world. So there'll be different writers or producers who are now coming to me, and a writer was one of those particular situations to where I was in the studio at Melrose Sound and someone just wanted to assist in the process, and I feel like it was like a melody or something. Of course, I flipped this whole song and made it has to be something that connects to me. Like the intent behind it is very, very important to me, and I try not to, I don't want to keep rolling too much, but I want the music to be not objective. You know what I'm saying? I want everyone to be able to connect to the song and make it, because every man or woman has the ability to be alpha, to be, you know what I'm saying, at the forefront of their mind and to control the moment and not wait for someone else to do it. So Writer is about you now taking charge of your life, and you know what I'm saying, you are writing the story out. You falling into the story, but you writing it out. And I want to be deep, but not deep to the point to where it's
you can't
like,
understand understand it?
You know, not even not understand
I'll
it,
be
but
tripping sometimes,
to where it feels like I gotta have drums and an African shirt on. Like I want, you know what I'm saying? I want you. It's like, yeah, Genuine. It was amazing during this time period, but I feel like the Tyrese's and Genuines and the Avant, they hit a certain level. Because how many times we want to keep talking about sex and a relationship? You know what I'm saying? I want to talk about it's so many different layers of being a male. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, when you limit yourself, you don't allow yourself to go up. So I want to have that touch of that vibe, but I want to progress out of just talking about the same thing.
Man. Well, you heard it perfectly here. I will say, I'm not going to say much. You just need to download his music. I mean, get on Spotify, iTunes, Amazon Music, whatever you got to do it, because everything that seriously, you really thinking outside of the box, and I'm waiting for whatever the next thing is. And if you can share with us, what is the next thing? What does it look like for you in 2 years?
Oof. So this particular project was simply to attract people, so that, because greatness comes to fruition when you have a team that's aligned. And to get a team that's aligned, you have to speak and you have to have action, and people have to see your movement continuously. So I put out this particular project to get that attraction. So now the next song is going to be Back as Friends, and it's not going to be directed by me, but by someone who has been watching me, who's been watching my movement, and who believes in me and has sent me the treatment. It's going to be amazing. She's built a TV show around it. It's called Back as Friends.
Yes.
That should start filming sometime the end of summer. The actress who's going to be the main character is going to be in the video. We're shooting that next month on the 21st.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
That is. Really, it is.
Yeah.
Because I loved taking care of your everything. You know, one of the things that I've been noticing too, like with Chance the Rapper, one of the things that he had said on an interview that I was watching is that he, wants to be his own boss, and he's taking care of all aspects of his career. And it's nice to hear nowadays there's a blueprint now for people to write wherever direction they want to go and however they want to take it. TV, Netflix, whatever, streaming. That's awesome.
Again, back to not limiting yourself, like you said.
And it's hard. I'm not saying it's not hard to people, but it is definitely is worth it. And I say it's hard. I'm gonna break it down for why it's hard, but why it's worth it is that you have to put and she is experienced in it. She has experienced it. It is having to put your mind in multiple spaces, and you know what I'm saying, and be fully present in all of those multiple spaces.
It's called multitasking mentally.
It is. And with that, it rips you apart. And people talk about expansion, but it's about there is no you. You know what I'm saying? There is a you that is fully in this moment with these particular people and creating a story. And that's what life is about. But it's going to rip you apart.
That's what life is about. And I love how he just said that, because it's about being in the moment. That's the summary of it. When you're acting as an actor, that's what they tell you, be in the moment. And that's where the most powerful things that we get to see in entertainment happen, because you live in the moment. Put your phones down. You feel me? Talk to people. Look in their eyes. Like, it makes a difference. It really will. And it'll help you grow as a person. So really quick, if you don't mind, I told you I'm going to bring it out of you. And this is why you're on my show, because I think you got some type of talent. So there's two things that's going to happen right now. Either you can pick a part of one of your songs to sing, or I can just ask you to sing the alphabet. But we need to hear your voice. We need to hear a rap. We need to hear something.
All right. I'm going to sing a little bit of Ryder.
Okay. Thank you. I'm so spoiled, y'all.
It might be a little bit different.
Okay. I like that too.
Baby, got my eyes on ya. I know this thing is real. This is how I feel, baby. Baby, got my eyes on ya. I know this thing is real. This is how I feel, baby. You know what I'm saying? Like, thank you.
Come on, somebody. Oh yeah, y'all can clap back there in the back too. Y'all can go ahead and clap. Cause you know what? This is acapella. That's my favorite way to hear music, because then I'm like, okay, no, they know they can sing. So he can sing.
And I'm still learning. You know what I'm saying? It's about being, you know what I'm saying, singing a song. I think Rihanna is the artist that I understand the most because she's so genuine. I might feel this way one day, and I sing it like, woo, because that's how I felt. But I am no longer feeling that way. But the thing is about self-mastery and about being able to connect yourself to that feeling regardless of that moment still occurring. So when it's not fully projected that particular way, it's just really also an expression or awareness of where I am right now. But
that's
I'm
a
working
soulful
to be
singer
better.
though, because that's what it means when you're singing from your soul though. Because then whatever your spirit is like in that moment, it's gonna come out different. It's like in this time, this is how I feel, and that's why we get chills. That's why these things happen. So with that being said, we want to hear more of this man. And if you don't mind, tell my people where they can find you at. Anything you want to let them know, please put yourself out there.
Well, my name is Travis Taylor. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Spotify, Tidal, iTunes, SoundCloud. SoundCloud gets actually a lot of free music I put out that won't be on the other sites. But once again, it's Travis Taylor, and you will be hearing a lot more from me, and I'm looking forward to seeing you.
I had him here on Girl Talk with J. Marie, the first man on the show, because he is important to me, y'all. So make sure you check him out.
We are important.
We all important now. Don't get it confused. Because, see, I got my favorite person, okay? I told y'all, it's my Jesus and it's my mama. So this is how it goes, y'all. I appreciate y'all for watching. Trust me, this is just the beginning. It's about to continue to grow, continue to be great. And I love the saying that I'm going to leave y'all with. Remember, the sky is not the limit, okay? I do not receive that. We know the sky is the limit. No, it ain't. You better keep going. You better keep going. And you can do this. You can do this. Be confident. Be strong. Be courageous. And be back when we have our next episode on Girl Talk with J. Marie. I'm your girl, J. Marie. Shout out to my guest, Travis Taylor, and my beautiful mother, Mary Alice, y'all. See you soon. Follow me on all social medias, y'all. Girl Talk with J. Marie. Peace.